Hi everybody, we
Hi.
are up at the Promenade this week for the weekly, bi-weekly update, however it ends up being, and we have some special guests here on camera. A few things we're going to talk about. One is the victories that have just happened, and we're up at the Promenade because they've been killing it up here. You know, they've been a lot of victories happening here. They've had, I don't know, multiple weeks in a row where they've hit those targets. So we're going to cover that and a few other things about what makes us different and why we are who we are, how to separate and distinguish us from other salons, like we talked about. And talk about the VIP, something we were adding to that.
So Victories for a pre-book of 75 and above. We got Virginia with 88%, Lori with 100%, Brenda with 93%, Edgar 77%, Jade 81%, Diana 78%, Christy 81%, Lisa 94%, Yensi 75%, Paula 77%, Melinda 92%, and Christopher 86%.
Oh, and welcome back, Chris.
Okay, great. And for the retail per guest, we have Virginia at $11. We have Lori at $15, Brenda at $17, Maggie we have at $25, and Jen at $9, Nikki at $9, Dilma $9, Yelly $18. Wow, great job, guys.
Yeah, so there's something that goes into these numbers. These numbers are a result of something else, so they're a result of the 6 steps of service. And why I'm talking to a human today versus just a camera is because it's easier for me to talk to a real person versus nobody there. The thing that keeps separating us from everybody else, and the thing that gap is widening, I would say, because there are fewer and fewer salons that are actually salons. I was talking about that before. They call themselves salons, but they are a booth rental, a chair rental, a suite rental, which is a different environment than what we have and what we are. Because of that, there are also more seasoned, trained, and developed stylists here, stylists who spend many hours training and developing themselves and being amazing at what they do. So we have that. But when you add that plus everything else that we add, it's a lot of little things. It's not just that they get great hair, because they can get great hair at other places, but there's the things that you add to that. So when we talk about the 6 steps, which we never stop talking about, probably gets annoying at some points how much we talk about it, but it comes down to the very basics of when people talk about a greeting, because it's listed as greeting. Step 1 is our greeting, how they're welcomed, how we say hello to them, or how we answer the phone, have a conversation with them. I'm reading this book by Simon Sinek, and he studies businesses, and what he talks about is his experience at the Four Seasons. When he went to a Four Seasons, or when he goes to a Four Seasons, and he says hello to an employee there's a genuine hello. The hello, the response that he gets is that they mean the hello. Yes. It's not a hollow, shallow, scripted, because you've had those hellos before where you can tell there's nobody behind the hello. It's literally just something I have to say, that there's authenticity in the experience, that we care about them, that the hellos are real, like the people that are here really want to be here. For people who just came back from up north over the summer, they're seeing the same faces.
Yes.
They're seeing people, which is not common in businesses, most of them. There's a lot of turnover.
Yeah.
And they're going to see the same people, and people who care, and people who genuinely, when you ask, can I offer you something to drink? Would you like a Prosecco? Would you like a cappuccino? That there's actually thought and concern about caring about that person. It's not just that scripted, do you want fries with that?
Yeah.
Like when you're at the drive-thru. So that greeting is when it happens with times 20 and everybody in there cares about being here, it makes a real difference. That stands out. When they have an opportunity to talk about their hair, to get a real consultation, when they have an opportunity to have a conversation about how often to maintain their hair. You know, a lot of times people get their hair done at most places. They do the service and they're off to the next thing. When there's a conversation about what's being used on the hair and why it's being used. We have something really unique in that we have our own product line that they can't buy on Amazon. They can't get it anywhere else. There are a lot of salons now that don't carry any products at all. They don't bother because people can get the products cheaper on Amazon, CVS, and those other places. They don't have anything at all. Right. So the fact that we have our own products and we can talk to them about what works, what doesn't work, is something else that makes it different. Sometimes as we get busier, some of the steps get skipped. or they seem like she didn't seem like she wanted to buy products, or there's some conversation we have in our own heads about it. But the fact is that's part of their experience here, is learning about what we do different and learning about why we use what we use, why we use the products that we use, why we recommend you come back. And this interesting thing happened because I was looking at the client retention. This is a really big deal. So I was looking at client retention for the month of September. That's how many guests came back within 90 days. And if you look at it by salon, the pre-book in September was the highest here. So by the way, we have some of the highest pre-book right now in our company history. So at all 3 locations, every one of you is really putting an emphasis on that to make sure the guests have their future appointments booked, which really makes a difference with pre-booking. And here's why. So in September, here's an example of it. At the Promenade, they had over 70% pre-book in September. They also had the highest retention rate from September also. So pre-book directly correlates to us keeping guests. And what does retention mean? That means how many guests came in September. It also came back within 90 days of that visit. It has a big impact on the business. And those are some of the numbers that was a really big deal, happened up here. So congratulations to the prom team. Congratulations to all of you, because when I look at pre-book right now, we're probably gonna have the best quarter ever with pre-booking, so that's future business, which really makes a big difference. Keep pointing to the differences of why we're different, why we do what we do, and we can't only just do hair. People come here for things that they don't know that they need, that when they get them, it impacts their life. There's a level of kindness, love. You know, this year we're gonna see, by the end of today, we'll have seen 21,000 appointments, 21,000 guests between the 3 locations by the end of today. That's a huge impact. That's a lot of people that all of you have done, 21,000. All right, so for the last 2 weeks, last week, Promenade had 72% pre-book, Bayfront 70%, Village 71%, overall 71%. So that's extraordinary work from all of you. Congratulations. Retail per guest, the Village is the winner at 7. Way to go, team over there. Bayfront at 6, Promenade at 6. Services per guest, 1.7 at the Promenade, 1.6 at Bayfront, and 1.5 at the Village. A couple of things to be thoughtful and mindful of. Using the system for notes. Putting notes in the computer, like they called and said that there were stains around their hairline. Putting a note about that in the computer so we know the next time they come in that this was an issue that they had that we want to make sure that we don't do again. That's one of those little things that matters to people because it shows that we care. It's not just like, oh, well, whatever. And we have an opportunity to do that. Somebody had to put their dog down last week, remembering, acknowledging that with people, all the little thoughtful things that are the humanity part of what we do, that we do. But for a lot of you, that's normal, it's ordinary, it's the way that it is, but it's not necessarily distinguished as being special. It is, and it doesn't happen everywhere you go. And people are coming back from the north now and going to businesses that they go to all the time. There's a whole new crew there. It's not the same people that have been there. And we have a special and unique team. You're coming up on a year, right? Congratulations. Feels like you've been here a year, even though you're a baby in the group. But you've been all over, right? You're at all 3, right? Yeah. Thanks for doing that, for being everywhere. Another fighting for you. That's good stuff.
That's good.
Graduation date, March
15th.
March 15th. For everybody, mark your calendars. She's going to graduate from Cosmo. On March 15th. And we talked a little bit about VIP. So this is really important too, to make sure that people know. We have a lot of people who don't know about the VIP. They've been coming here many, many years, and they don't know about it. If you look at our top 200 clients who spend more than $400 a month, more than half of them do not buy the VIP, which is fine. They don't save that extra money, but if they had the opportunity to, I'm sure they wouldn't mind saving that extra money. It would be a big deal for them. So making sure that everybody is aware of it, that they know. Now we're adding something else onto that. If you don't already know, this is brand new.
So what I got from it was if you spend over $1,000, so the $1,250 mark, you get the VIP membership where you get, it's $100?
It costs $100, but you don't get it for that.
And then you get 10% off products for a year.
Yep, exactly. So they'll be put into a special membership, which is called a VIP membership, which they'll get as a bonus. And with that membership, it will automatically give them 10% off all products for the entire year. It's a 1-year membership. It's normally valued at $100. They get it for free when they buy over $1,000. And there will be some other little benefits that we add to that throughout the year. So it's not just the 10%, but there will be giveaways that we have each month and certain services that we'll give them as gifts for being a special member of what that is.
Great.
So that's brand new. it's a way to have somebody who's, you know, on the fence between the 600 and the 1,000 to put them over the top with that. All right, you ready for the drawing then? Okay, so this is for the people who commented on the last video. Is that what it is, right? They commented on the last video? Yep. They watched the video
Yes.
and then they commented. This is to win $100.
And the winner is
Carissa.
Carissa.
Oh, hey, hey, hey.
Wow.
Hey, Carissa, congratulations. All right, you have a chance to win too.
What is the name of your pet? Whether it's your dog, your cat, your goldfish, a ferret, maybe your pet cow.
And if you don't have, you just won. If you don't have, yeah, she's a $100 winner right there. If you don't have a pet, it could be the name of your significant other then, okay? So you're putting something like that.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thanks. Have a great week.